Ladies and gentlemen, the courtroom just got real quiet and then real loud. Because after months of silence, sealed motions, and industry whispers, the judge in Lil Durk's case just did the unthinkable. In front of a packed room full of lawyers, reporters, and shocked family members, the judge reportedly called out the prosecution, questioning whether they even had a real case to begin with. You heard that right. After all the accusations, after all the social media speculation, after every leak, betrayal, and twist, Durk's entire case might be falling apart. And now, word is he could be coming home sooner than anybody expected. But wait, it's not that simple. Behind the judge's statement lies a shady web of weak evidence, disappearing witnesses, and alleged tampering that might have sabotaged the prosecution's efforts from the inside. Add to that a surprise courtroom outburst and a mysterious new file that had even Durk's lawyer blinking in disbelief. And suddenly, this case just flipped upside down. Is this justice finally being served, or is this a carefully orchestrated play? Either way, fans are losing it, the industry's watching, and Durk's team is moving like they know something big is coming. Let's break it all down. The courtroom was packed. Reporters on one side, family members on the other, and right in the middle, Lil Durk, seated beside his legal team, wearing a calm face but clearly carrying the weight of the moment. After months of sealed motions, last-minute continuances, and a whirlwind of rumors, the day had finally arrived. Everyone expected another delay, maybe a few motions. Nothing serious. But what they didn't expect was the judge. Just before noon, the courtroom fell silent as Judge Harwood, a known hardliner with a no-nonsense reputation, leaned forward and asked a question no one saw coming. Is this all the evidence your team is submitting? You could hear a pin drop. The prosecution team looked shaken. They stammered, saying there was more potential material under review and that certain witnesses had backed out for safety concerns. But the judge wasn't buying it. He looked directly at the prosecution and said, "Then why is this case still active?" Right there. That moment. That one line had fans jumping on their phones, blogs spinning out new headlines, and Durk's legal team exchanging glances like they just got their first win in a long time. Now let's back up a little. This all started nearly a year ago, when Lil Durk was connected to an alleged incident involving firearms, interstate transfers, and possible ties to an ongoing racketeering case. At the time, details were murky. Prosecutors hinted at key witnesses. They waved around digital evidence. But most of it was sealed. What fans didn't know was that behind closed doors, Durk's team had been fighting tooth and nail to get access to the files. And when they finally did, it wasn't what the prosecution had promised. According to insiders, the case was being built on two main witnesses, both of whom were supposed to place Durk at the scene of an unlicensed drop involving illegal weapons. But by the time the court date arrived, one of those witnesses had completely disappeared, and the other? They'd changed their story entirely. And the hard evidence? Let's just say it wasn't as hard as people thought. Leaked documents show that the surveillance footage being discussed in early blog posts, it didn't even have a clear view of Durk. It was grainy, time-stamped wrong, and didn't even match the location of the alleged drop. Not only that, but the phone records that prosecutors had been teasing? Turns out they were incomplete, missing whole hours of data, and several of the messages had been sent from spoof numbers. That's when the defense stepped in strong. Durk's lawyer, Julian Parker, a high-profile attorney known for defending controversial artists, filed a motion stating that key evidence was either falsified, misinterpreted, or manipulated. His team brought in a digital forensics expert who testified, under oath, that the files may have been tampered with. In legal terms, that's massive. It doesn't just weaken the prosecution's case. It undermines it completely. So when Judge Harwood looked at the pile of evidence, the grainy footage, the shifting testimony, and the tech files with gaps, he reportedly sighed and said, "This isn't what I expected from a case with this much attention. I hope you're not wasting the court's time." That line made its way out of the courtroom and into the streets in minutes. Someone who was in the room posted it on X, formerly Twitter, and within hours, it was trending nationwide. Hashtag Free Durk, hashtag lack of evidence, hashtag justice for Durk. Fans were in a frenzy. TikTok flooded with edits of Durk in court, paired with dramatic music and captions like, "They tried to bring him down, but God said not yet." Even celebrities started weighing in. Meek Mill, who had stayed silent throughout most of the legal drama, tweeted, "Been there before. They use fear and rumors when the facts don't hold. Free bro." But not everyone's celebrating. Some critics say Durk is getting special treatment, that any regular person would have been locked up already. One conservative blog even accused the judge of falling for rap celebrity pressure. But here's what most people don't know. Behind the scenes, Durk's team has been working overtime, not just in court, but in the media. Over the past 3 months, his publicist and management reportedly met with multiple reporters, supplying them with exclusive details, trying to shape the narrative. It wasn't just about proving his innocence in court. It was about winning the court of public opinion, too. And then came the next twist. During the hearing, just as the judge was blasting the weak evidence, a member of Durk's security team was escorted out of the room. Because allegedly, someone on the prosecution's side claimed they recognized him from a prior investigation. What? Yep. Apparently, the case is so messy, people not even listed on official records are being dragged into side accusations. The courtroom was chaotic. Lawyers were whispering. Phones were buzzing. Durk just sat there, stoic, silent, eyes fixed forward. Later that day, a source close to the case leaked that the prosecution may have tried to introduce new evidence right before the hearing, but the judge denied it, saying they had ample time to submit material and would not be allowed to shift the narrative now. That's huge. In legal terms, that means Durk's team now has the momentum, and unless prosecutors pull off a miracle, they may be forced to scale the case down or drop it altogether. And that brings us to what Durk's family has been doing in the background. According to a source close to the Banks family, Durk's mother flew into town days before the hearing, but stayed out of public view. She reportedly met with spiritual advisors, family elders, and even some OGs from Chicago who've supported Durk since day one. One source said, "His mama never doubted him. She just kept praying." She told people, "This ain't how his story ends." Meanwhile, India Royale, Durk's ex, posted a photo of her and their daughter with no caption, but fans were quick to notice that she was wearing a chain Durk had gifted her during their relationship, one that he had designed himself. Coincidence? Maybe, but in the eyes of fans, it was a silent message. A sign that the people who matter most to Durk still believe in him. The energy in the city has shifted. From Atlanta to Chicago, you can feel it. Artists who were quiet are speaking up. Blogs that were throwing dirt are now scrambling to edit their headlines. And with every new leak, every new motion, Durk's case gets weaker, and his freedom gets closer. But what none of us saw coming was what the judge said right before recess. Right before recess, the energy in that courtroom went from tense to nuclear. As Judge Harwood stood up and prepared to call a brief break, he paused, adjusted his glasses, and stared directly at the prosecution table. He asked calmly, "Before we proceed, can the state confirm whether the missing file from Exhibit C has been located?" The room froze. Exhibit C hadn't been mentioned publicly at all until that moment. No one in the media had any idea what it was. Even Durk's team looked caught off guard. Whispers filled the courtroom like smoke in a small room. The prosecution huddled up. The assistant nervously glanced at her laptop. After a pause, she responded, "We're still verifying its chain of custody, Your Honor." The judge nodded slowly, then said, "Well, it's funny, because I received a copy this morning." Audible gasps. Durk's lawyer, Julian Parker, stood up immediately. "Your Honor, we were unaware this file had resurfaced. May we request a copy for review?" But Judge Harwood didn't answer right away. He simply tapped the stack of papers in front of him, stared directly at the DA and said, "If this is what your case hinged on, I hope you have more. Because what I've seen here doesn't hold water." That moment spread across the blogs faster than wildfire. Judge explodes on prosecutors. Durk's trial on the edge of collapse. Leaked file shocks court. But what was actually in Exhibit C? And why did the judge have it before anyone else? According to a courtroom source, Exhibit C was supposed to contain a written statement from a key witness, claiming to have seen Durk at a particular meeting tied to the case. But when the file surfaced, it showed something totally different. The statement wasn't signed. It had no timestamp. And worse, the name of the witness had been blacked out, even in the court copy. That's a huge red flag. In legal terms, that makes the document inadmissible. It has no legal standing if you can't prove where it came from or who authored it. Which means the prosecution's smoking gun just turned out to be a dud. And just like that, the courtroom tension hit new highs. But the drama didn't stop there. As court resumed, Durk's team requested an emergency sidebar. What they discussed wasn't audible to the rest of the room, but what followed had the courtroom stunned. Julian Parker stood up and addressed the judge. "Your Honor, we'd like to formally motion for a dismissal of the primary charges on grounds of prosecutorial misconduct and insufficient evidence." A dismissal? That word rang out like a gunshot. The prosecution objected, of course. They claimed new witnesses were still coming forward and that the case was actively developing. But Judge Harwood looked unimpressed. He replied, "You've had over a year. No more excuses. I'll take it under advisement." That meant it wasn't over, but it was the first official sign that Durk could walk free. Outside the courtroom, fans swarmed social media, spamming #FreeDurk, posting old clips, and even playing unreleased tracks in celebration. Some were calling it the biggest legal turnaround in modern rap history. But behind the scenes, it got even messy. That same night, a leaked call recording made its way onto the internet. It was allegedly between one of Durk's old friends and an unknown woman, possibly a journalist or insider. The man on the call could be heard saying, "The feds wanted someone bigger. Durk was never the main target." But once his name got out, they couldn't backtrack. Because if Durk wasn't the real target, then who was? That's when fans started speculating again. Some pointed back to Algana, the shady exec previously rumored to be caught up in the case. Others looked toward OTF affiliates, suggesting the feds were trying to bait Durk into revealing other names through pressure and surveillance. But no matter who they were targeting, the case was unraveling. The next day, another unexpected bomb dropped. A second witness filed a sworn affidavit retracting their original statement. According to the document, they were pressured and misled by investigators, and they claimed Durk had no involvement in the scene they were describing. The prosecution tried to discredit the retraction, calling it coerced and strategically timed. But it didn't matter. With the statement on record, the defense had even more firepower. And the fans? They were eating it up. Instagram lives blew up. YouTube reactions dropped by the hour. Everyone from vloggers to major media outlets started asking the same question. Is Lil Durk about to beat the case of the year? Even celebrities started jumping in. Lil Baby posted a photo of Durk with the caption, "Real ones don't fold. Stand tall." DJ Academics went live saying, "If Durk walks from this, it's gonna be the biggest legal comeback since Meek." But not everyone's happy. A rising New York artist went on IG Live and accused Durk's team of playing dirty, hinting that certain people might have paid off or pressured witnesses to flip. There's no proof of that, but the accusations alone reignited the Durk versus industry tension that's been brewing for months. And just when it seemed like the case was reaching its boiling point, something personal hit the public. A text message thread allegedly between Durk and India Royale. It showed Durk texting, "They trying to break me, but I'm not folding. Just be patient." And India's reply? "I never stopped believing in you. Ever." The internet went crazy. Fans started screaming, "Power couple comeback," flooding both their comments with heart emojis and "Free Durk" chants. Whether it was real or just an old convo repurposed, it hit the emotions hard. And that's what this case has become, not just a legal fight, but a personal war. A battle for Durk's name, his career, and his entire legacy. With 2 witnesses retracted, Exhibit C exposed as fake, and a potential dismissal on the table, Durk's odds are changing fast. And it's no longer a question of if he's guilty, it's whether the state can even prove anything at all. But what happened just 1 hour before the next hearing? That shook even Durk's lawyer. A mysterious envelope was delivered to the courthouse. No return address. No name. Just one word written across it. Insurance. When the clerk opened it, what they found inside left the courtroom speechless. When the clerk opened the unmarked envelope with the word insurance scribbled across it, everyone in the courtroom held their breath. What was supposed to be another day of routine arguments and legal motions instantly turned into a circus of speculation and chaos. Inside the envelope, a USB drive. No letter, no return name, no explanation. The judge, visibly annoyed but curious, allowed the courtroom's IT officer to scan the contents in private chambers before anything could be submitted officially. What they found on that USB had the potential to shift the case completely, but it also raised serious questions about where it came from and why now. Sources say the USB contained phone footage from a previously unreleased angle, footage taken on a night connected to the case's original allegations. And in this video, a man who looked nothing like Lil Durk could be seen conducting an exchange with a group in a dimly lit parking lot. According to the metadata, the location matched the prosecution's original claim, but the face didn't. And here's the real kicker. The timestamp put Durk in a completely different city at the same moment this exchange went down. Not only that, the video showed a well-known affiliate of another rival artist, raising a new theory that Durk may have been framed from the very beginning. Once the judge reviewed the clip, he reportedly slammed his folder shut and looked straight at the prosecution. "I expect a full explanation of why this was not presented earlier," he said. The prosecution went silent. That silence? It echoed across social media. Within hours, the video was leaked online, likely from someone in the defense camp. Twitter was flooded with headlines. Leaked footage clears Lil Durk? Durk wasn't even their flushed face. Prosecution caught slipping bad. At this point, Durk's legal team had everything they needed. 2 retracted witness statements, exposed evidence gaps, and now, visual proof suggesting misidentification. That's when Julian Parker filed a second emergency motion, this time, not just to dismiss, but to pursue a formal investigation into possible malicious prosecution. Let that sink in. Now it wasn't just about clearing Durk's name. It was about holding someone accountable for possibly dragging his name into this without cause. In the streets, this news hit different. People who were on the fence now stood behind Durk. Even old rivals started speaking out. One underground rapper from the West Side who had never publicly supported Durk posted, "We might not rock the same, but this? They tried to line him up dirty. You gotta call that out." Meanwhile, inside the courtroom, things were boiling under the surface. It was clear the prosecution had lost control of the narrative, and the defense was now running the show. But the emotional core of the story came outside the courthouse, where Durk's mother was seen hugging one of his lawyers through tears. A fan caught the moment on video and uploaded it with the caption, "A mother knows when her son's coming home." That video alone racked up 2.1 million views in 12 hours. Blogs, YouTubers, podcasters, everyone was locked in. Not just because Durk's name was in headlines again, but because this was shaping up to be the biggest legal collapse since Bobby Shmurda's early release buzz. And then came the whisper. Durk might be walking free next week. That rumor exploded. Nobody knew for sure, but the timing of the judge's tone, the missing evidence, the leaked video, it all added up. And just when people were settling into celebration mode, one final twist dropped. A former OTF member, who had fallen out with Durk months ago, went live on Instagram from an undisclosed location. With only his voice and silhouette showing, he said, "Y'all think Durk getting off cause of the truth? That ain't why. There's people making this go away. Real money moves being made behind closed doors. This ain't just justice, this politics." Another firestorm. Some fans ignored it. Others started picking it apart. But what it revealed was a darker theory, that maybe, just maybe, Durk's team had been playing chess this entire time, not just in court, but in the court of public opinion, the industry, and even behind government doors. Still, there's no proof of wrongdoing on Durk's side. His team has maintained that every step they've taken is by the book, that the system just got caught trying to spin a weak case into a conviction for clout. And let's be real, they might be right. Too many holes. Too many delays. Too much shaky evidence. And now, with a federal watchdog reportedly launching a quiet inquiry into how this case was handled, the heat may soon shift from Durk to the people who tried to take him down. But as the dust starts to settle, Durk himself has remained silent. No posts, no tweets, no statements. Only one photo surfaced, a black and white shot of him in a hoodie, staring out a courtroom window. Caption? Just 3 words, "I'm still blessed." And that's all fans needed. Support came flooding in. From celebrities, OGs, pastors, activists, all saying the same thing. This is bigger than music. This is about truth and survival. So what's next? Insiders say Durk's team is already planning a post-trial rollout, possibly a documentary, a music project, and even a sit-down interview with a major outlet. A redemption arc, a cultural reset. And if things continue down this path, Lil Durk may walk out of that courthouse a free man and return to a rap game that just watched him survive its most ruthless test. One thing's for sure, whatever happens next, the industry will never look at him the same. Because this wasn't just a case. This was a war for legacy. And Durk? He might have just won it. So after everything we just witnessed, the missing files, the fake statements, the surprise video, and that unmarked envelope, it's looking more and more like Lil Durk could be coming home. But let's be real, this case ain't just about law. It's about power, control, and who gets to tell the truth. Whether you think this was all a setup or a miracle unfolding in real time, one thing's clear. The system blinked and Durk didn't. Now the only question is, what happens next? Will the case get thrown out completely? Will someone else take the fall? Or is this just the calm before the next storm? Because in the world of rap, nothing stays quiet for long. So now we want to hear from you. Drop a comment right now and tell us what you think really happened. Was Durk innocent this whole time? Did someone frame him? Was there industry pressure behind the scenes? Or is this a story of survival and smart strategy? Hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications, because trust, this story isn't over. We're watching the court. We're watching the blogs. And if something breaks, you'll hear it here first. This is Spillora, where the truth always finds the mic. We'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe, stay sharp, and stay woke.